Hi, so if you've got a hole in the door, it's a moulded door, lots of people have. I have to fix lots of them. It's a lot cheaper and a lot easier than changing the whole door. So what we've got here is we've got, this actually hit the handle of another door that opens against it. So it's knocked out, it's just knocked through the plywood really. Well, yeah, it is plywood. Inside that is like sort of an egg box material. It's a hollow door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix that. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to clear out the hole. Not too much, it'll still be a bit jagged. Just enough so that I can get something behind it to bond up behind it to fill against. It's no good trying to fill a big gap like that because the filler will just all fall inside the door. So what we need to do is cut some of that out just with a knife, get some space behind it so I can slot something in, pull against it, let that bond off, wait for that to dry, and then I can fill against it. Then once that's filled, sand it off a little bit, try and get some texture in it. Then obviously, because that's going to be bare wood, that needs to be primed. Let that dry. Primer dries really quickly, so do that. Once that's gone off, paint the whole door. The whole door will need painting because even though it's brilliant white paint, gloss, you will see that the new paint is slightly different to the old paint. So the whole panel, paint that, it'll be good. Okay, let's get on. Okay, so I've opened out the hole, managed to push all of the bits inside out of the way of the hole because I need quite a bit of room. Now what I've got is I've got a little piece of hardboard. It's just a piece of scrap really. Got a nice long screw in it and a couple of holes actually, because when it's finally in there I want to be able to pull against the glue. I'll be using a pretty standard glue. This is No More Nails, but there's loads and loads out on the market. They'll do a similar thing really, as long as it goes off sort of fairly quickly and it's a good bond. That's really all you need. So, okay. So I'm going to feed this up or down. Down probably might be a bit better. Now obviously I've got the screw on it so that I can hold it, else it'll just fall down inside the door and I've lost it. And we start again. Okay, see how that goes. Right, that'll pull against there quite nicely. Nice and flat. Let's just get that other screw in if I can. Obviously made the holes already. Okay, that's not going anywhere now, so I can use my glue. Right round it. Right, that's good. I've got some other things to get on with, so I'll leave that just like that for a couple of hours. And then we'll come back to it. Okay, so I think that's gone off now. So take the screws carefully out. Make sure all the raised edges around the outside are good. Don't have to mess about with it too much afterwards. Okay, now I'm using a lightweight filler, the sort of thing you'd put on ceilings really. Because it's lightweight, it's used for ceilings, so you know when you're doing it over your head, it don't just flop down all over your head. So, start off gently. Carefully fill against that. Now, it's not a bad idea to just wet that wood a little bit for it to take. If I was doing a really deep bit, then I would just wet the inside of it slightly. But I think actually this will be absolutely fine. Also, if you are wetting the wood, you're going to need to leave it longer to go off as well, because obviously the wet wood underneath takes a bit longer to dry. I want to get plenty on, but I don't want to have to sand lots off. It will shrink a little bit as well. It will shrink into it just a tad. So I'm sort of thinking about that as well. But looking at that, I think that's filled it quite well for now. So I'll leave that for about an hour and come back to it. It should be fine. Okay, so that's gone off. Feels pretty good. So I'm going to get a very light sanding. I didn't put any extra on there at all. So it doesn't need very much at all. Now you will be able to see it in certain lights. It won't be perfect, nothing ever is, but it was certainly better and cheaper than buying a new door. So now it's time to paint it. Now painting it, I'm going to put some primer on first. It's really not going to take very much because it's just a small area. I just want to touch it over really. So it gets those edges and so that the gloss takes a bit better. shouldn't take very long to dry. Okay, that'll do. I've painted the rest of the door, so just got to do this last strip. Did the rest of the door while that undercoat was drying. That'll do. And so that's how you fix a hole in the door. Yeah, so I'm done here. Going home now.